Hello everybody, my name is Ferdinand Throedu and I will talk about pricing. Our agenda today will talk about pricing of multiple products with interrelated demands, plant capacity utilization and optimal product pricing, and also optimal pricing of joint products either fixed proportion or variable proportion. We can see this is the equation of pricing of multiple products. For a two product A and B, the marginal revenue function of the firm are described with this equation. In this equation, we can see that if the second term of right-hand side of each equation is positive, we can say that these two products are complementary. But if the second term of the right-hand side of each equation is negative, these two products are substitutes. Now we talk about pricing of multiple products with plant capacity utilization. A multi-product firm using a single plant should produce quantities where the marginal revenue from each of its key products is equal to the marginal cost of production, which described in this equation. This is the example of the graph of plant utilization. Now we talk about joint products. There are two kinds of joint products. First, fixed proportion and second, variable proportion. When the products are jointly produced, we can say this is a single production package. While joint products in fixed proportion is possible, in the real world, the joint products in variable proportion is more common. This is the example. Now we discuss about price discrimination. What is price discrimination? Price discrimination is charging the different price for a product when the price differences are not justified by cost differences. The objective of the firm is to obtain higher profits than would be available otherwise. This is the assumption to implement the price discrimination. First, firm must be an imperfect competitor. The second, price elasticity must differ for units of the product sold at different prices. And the third, firm must be able to segment the market and prevent resale of units across market segments. There are 3 degrees of price discrimination. First degree price discrimination is each unit is sold at the highest possible price. Firm extracts all the consumer surplus and maximize total revenue and profit from any quantity sold. And the second degree price discrimination, with charging a uniform price per unit for a specific quantity, a lower price per unit for an additional quantity, and so on. Firm extract part, but not all, of the consumer surplus. First and second degree price discrimination. In the absence of price discrimination, a firm that charges $2 and sells 40 units will have total revenue equal to $80, while consumer surplus will be equal to $80. If a firm that practices first degree price discrimination charges $2 and sells 40 units, then the total revenue will be equal to $160 and the consumer surplus will be $0. And when a firm practices second degree price discrimination, it will charge $4 per unit for the first 20 units and $2 per unit for the next 20 units, then the total revenue will be equal to $120 and the consumer surplus will be $40. Third degree price discrimination is charging different prices for the same products sold in different markets. Firm maximize profits by selling a quantity on each market such that the marginal revenue on each market is equal to the marginal cost of production. This is the example of calculation. There are many examples about the implementation of third degree price discrimination. One of them is provided by electricity company. Electricity company will charge higher rates for the residential users than the commercial users. Now we move on international price discrimination. When we talk about international price discrimination, we talk about dumping. There are 3 kinds of dumping. First, persistent dumping. The second one is predatory dumping, such as temporary sale at below cost, designed to bankrupt competitors, trade restriction apply, and the third one is sporadic dumping, which is the consists of occasional sale of surplus output. Next, we discuss about transfer pricing. Transfer pricing is pricing of intermediate products sold by one division of a firm and purchased by another division of the same firm. It was made necessary by decentralization and the creation of semi-autonomous profit centers within firms. This is the example of transfer pricing with no external market. When there is no external market for the intermediate products, the production division can sell only internally to the marketing division. When there is external demand for the intermediate products, the output of production division need not to be equal to the final product. This is the example of transfer pricing with competitive external market, and this is the example of transfer pricing with imperfectly competitive external market. In the real world, firms may not be able to collect precise marginal revenue and marginal cost to determine their pricing. Therefore, they develop what we call markup or full cost pricing. Before we talk about full cost pricing, we will talk about fully allocated average cost. The fully allocated average cost is the average variable cost at the normal output and allocated overhead. And then, we can calculate the markup on cost equal to price minus cost divided by the fully allocated average cost, and price equal to fully average allocated cost multiplied by 1 plus markup on cost. And when we talk about optimal markup connected with elasticity price of demand, we get this equation. The markup on cost equal to elasticity price of demand divided by elasticity price of demand plus 1 and we minus 1. Correct pricing and output decisions require incremental analysis. A firm should take an action if the incremental increase in revenue from the action exceeds the incremental increase in cost from the action. There are many pricing practices in this real world: two-part tariff, tying, and bundling. Tying is the requirement that a consumer who buys or leases a product also purchases another product needs in the use of the first. We also talk about prestige pricing. Prestige pricing, deliberately setting high price to attract premium consumer. We also talk about price lining, skimming, and value pricing. We will find many examples about skimming. Skimming is setting high price when product is introduced and gradually lowering its price, for example in the Apple products. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you, and I hope this material will help you to understand about pricing. Have a good day.